الطب الروحاني from روح. we talked about that. الروح يعني soul. الطب يعني medicine. So when we say الطب النبوي يعني prophetic medicine. الطب التقليدي يعني ده traditional medicine. الطب الشعبي يعني folks medicine. الطب البديل يعني alternative medicine like English يعني. So الطب الروحاني يعني spiritual medicine. Some people will abuse that term. So you may hear it, especially the sisters from Arab origin. You may find somebody who claim to be a sheikh and is saying, I know of الطب الروحاني. What actually they mean here is things regarding jinn and المس والسحر, magic, that kind of side يعني. That they said, I treat with الطب الروحاني يعني the spiritual medicine. They are not what Ibn al-Jawzi handling at all. Ibn al-Jawzi here handling more about the spiritual side, the heart side, from a conceptualized perspective. يعني the concept of grudge, the concept of envy, the concept of showing off, the concept of sadness, that he's handling that, and he's treating you from Quran and Sunnah and all of that. But that's not what some people say with that name. So especially those with the Arab origin, I don't know how you call it in Pakistan or Urdu or in India, or there has to be something in that. With that perspective. So they tell you that will treat you from any problem that you have, depression, this and that, and you come and we'll treat you. Well, until here, everything is nice, good. So we'll treat you, this is in the hand of Allah Azza wa Jal. But if they read Ruqya, they read Quran, they say dua from the Sunnah, repeat ayat of the Quran, recite on water for you, recite on honey or olive oil or black seed oil or water or Zamzam water. All of this is great. And they tell you to drink it or to take a shower with it. All of this, fine. They put their hand in the head. طبعا if it is female and female or male and male or mahram, be careful with touching. Put the hand on the head, or blow on it, wipe your hand, wipe your body with their hand, again with gender restrictions, of course. All of these are fine. But when they come to using things that you do not know of, writing certain symbols for you, or making schedules and writing numbers and going in that direction, then you should be very, very careful. Rarely this will be used properly. There is a big difference among the scholars when using these schedules and awfaq, all of that. They will calculate the date of your birth, the year of your birth, with your name and the name of your mother, and they will decide what is your tabi'ah. Tabi'ah yani nature. Is it fire, water, earth, or wind? And what is your kawkab? What is your planet? The sun, the moon, the earth, Mars, Mercury. They will decide that. And once they decide this, they make a schedule for you. So Mamdouh ibn Fulana, his birth date and the year is this, and his tabi'ah is fire, for example, and his star is such and such, his planet is such and such. So now they will make a calculation, and each of those things written in letters. So the meme in my name will have a numerical correspondence. Another meme numerical correspondence, the dal numerical correspondence, wow, ha, ibn, alif, ba, noon, and then name of my mother, all of that. Then they calculate this, that's a number. Then the number of the date, the month, the day, and the year. And then the name of al-qamar or al-shams or al-ard or al-marikh or al-zuhra, all of that, right? And then the tabi'ah, if it is fire is this and that, it has numerical order. Then they will calculate this, all this together, will give them a certain number. That certain number corresponds with a certain schedule. The schedule will happen, is it 2 by 2 or 4 or 3 by 3 or 4 by 4 or 5 by 5, the schedule. And then they will write those numbers. There'll be number in each schedule based on that equation here, based on that value that came out from adding all of these letters to numbers. So that means it gives them schedule number 1, schedule number 2, or schedule number 3. That is decided also based on another calculation. Then they will leave one empty cell. So there are cells. It has 4 cells, or it has 9 cells, or it has 12, or it has 48, whatever cells. And then they will leave the name in the middle, the part in the middle empty. So you write the name of the person that you need to affect or you need to do something with. And then they may also leave 2 if one wants to bring someone, like marrying someone or divorcing someone or hurting someone. So say the one who wants and the one who's wanted. They write both names in different ways beside certain numbers. And then they have the talsam now. This talsam, or the, what they call it, the charm or whatever. And that is a calling upon the jinn. So they put certain numbers. The schedule has the numbers based on that equation. And then around the schedule, they will write certain letters. And in each letter, you find that those letters, they don't make sense to you, but they are calling or summoning certain species of al-jinn, wal-'adhu billah. Sometimes jinn kafir, jinn Muslim, whatever it is. And they will write it around that schedule. Sometimes they will write ayat or verses of the Quran. Afraid of someone to say, Allah, wanted someone, a woman wanted to get married, and nobody's marrying her. They will say, وَزَيَّنَّاهَا لِلنَّاظِرِينَ وَحَفِظْنَاهَا مِنْ كُلِّ شَيْطَانٍ رَجِيمٍ. They will write a verse corresponding to that meaning, and then they will keep circling it around, one circle, another circle, and another circle, repeating the same thing. Sometimes they add numbers, numerical value to each letter. And sometimes the people will go the extra. They will say that, hold on a second. Yeah, go extra, in harm. They will write down the tawkeel, or asking the jinn name, and will say, I want you to go now, do such and such and such and such. Sometimes they put certain things in it, like black pepper, or shatta, hot pepper, grind the hot pepper, cayenne pepper or hot pepper. And if they want to harm somebody, it depends what level of heat is the thing. And a black pepper for people to fight all the time. Or they'll put sugar if they want people to come together. Or they put salt if they don't want the comfort and stuff like that. And sometimes they put perfumes, certain perfumes there. And then they will fold it, and they will, if that person is fire, they will ask the person who was asking that person to do this ruhani thing, to put it in fire and burn it in a certain way at a certain time. If the person that they target is earth, they will bury it. Sometimes when they harm, they bury it in a grave, or they bury it in a bad area or area with najasa. Sometimes they bury it under the entrance of the door or somewhere so they can walk on it and stuff like that. If the person is air, they will hang it where the wind can keep blowing in it. And if the person is water, they will dilute it in water and make that person drink it, or they spray it on them, or something like that. So earth, fire, water, and wind. So be careful if anybody tells you any of that story I mentioned to you, any part in there, should be very, very, very wary about it and be careful, because that's called sihr, not علاج روحاني, not spiritual treatment. So some people, they would do this with that name. I knew a couple of those in Houston. Unfortunately, they were imams of masjids, and yani, it's not good. So when people tells you that, that's not good. Wallahu alam. So that's something I wanted to share with you in this regard, because this is a science there. This is علم, علوم يعني. A part of this علوم is bad, part of this is good, part of it is like, poison or narcotics. You use it only under certain strict conditions, certain doses, otherwise it will kill the person or harm the person. So same thing like that. That's why avoiding it is much better. And even when you have that knowledge, you should not use it. Yeah, and that becomes a big test, especially when a person knows these things and they know how they can harm somebody. It's haram, even when people are troubling you and giving you a hard time, yet you cannot do it because, it's bad. It's not good. So that's the test. Don't seek this knowledge. If you have any of that, or somebody approach you with these things, just avoid altogether, and don't knock on that door, because many people went on that door and they never came back, and became very bad. They ended in a bad note. Some people come into that without enough knowledge or enough taqwa or enough shield, and they get hurt badly in their life, in their body, in their psyche, in their children, their family, and they can't get rid of it because it's a very dark area and it's like quicksand, So may Allah save us all, subhanahu wa ta'ala.
I mean.